record. All right. Yeah. Thanks for joining the breakout session. So yeah, something that we wanted to cover yesterday, but that we really didn't have time to get into, and it's not like crucial to know, but it's kind of nice to have because, you know, when you think about creating like a portfolio, you're like, crap, now I have to get a domain name. I need to have a host. I need to like deploy that to a website. What's great about GitHub Pages is that it allows you to do pretty much all of that just through GitHub. And it's a totally legit source to host you know, maybe like your personal website, which might just consist of like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, but you are capable of doing more using GitHub Pages than just that. So let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, blank screen. So what I'm going to do is, where are my Papa challenges? Where did everything go? There it is. So over here in my IDE, if I wanted to create like a portfolio site, something like number guessing game you can do, but I'm going to make a directory and just call it GitHub Pages. But one word for GitHub Pages. I'm going to CD into GitHub Pages, and I'm going to make a few files, just touch index.html, styles.css, and app.js, just to create 3 files right here. HTML. So instead of manually creating everything in HTML, there's some snippets you can use. You can do just bang, just like the exclamation point, and it creates a boilerplate, or you can install some, like I use just HTML5 boilerplate and get rid of some of the stuff because it already has the style sheets kind of linked in there. And in this snippet, it adds the script at the very end, but you don't necessarily need to do that. So I'm going to do styles. So I'm going to link my style sheets, and I'm going to link my app.js file. And in here, I'm just going to have an H1 tag that's just says hello pop-up platoon, like so. And in my app.js, again, I'm just going to console log hello pop-up platoon. And this is where you would actually, so like if you would actually have like a portfolio site, this is my portfolio site. So this is where you'd actually do all your HTML, CSS to create your portfolio site. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to open up in the index.html just to see what I'm working with as a web page. You know, I don't really like that. So what I'm going to do, I want to center that stuff. So instead of just directly going into my CSS, I'm going to do all my styling in here initially, just to see, just to try to get that styling correct before I actually go ahead and add it to my style sheets. So I can do like text align, center. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm going to give it some margin, 0, 20 pixels. Okay, maybe I don't want that. Maybe I want padding. Does that work? Maybe I'll do padding top and do like 20%. Yeah, that works. I'll also do like font size. Let's do like 64 pixels. That's good. All right. So like something like that, I can like test out in here. So I've got the H1 styling tag, but maybe I want to add that to the body. So I'm just going to copy that, delete, turn each one of those off, and go to the body of everything and add that there. That's, I guess, a little bit better. Sure. So I'm just going to use that. So I'm just going to do body, font family. Do I have, what are some font families that I can use? I'll use Verdana, font. I'll do text align and center. And now if I do that and refresh it, I get a little bit similar to what I kind of want. Now I can just target the H1, font size. Let's do like, I was testing 64, but I think that might be too big. I'm just going to do that. Well, let's just do 64, see what that looks like. There we go. And I'm just going to do some padding top. I'm going to padding top. Let's just do like 15%. All right. Yeah, that's good. Fine. So just an like pro tip, these font family text line, they should go in alphabetical order. So if I had something like padding up here, like 10 pixels, I should have this in alphabetical order. So I have a, whoop, not that. So FT align, or it should go in alphabetical order, font family, padding, text. So just, it's kind of like best practices is to keep your properties in alphabetical order.
Can I ask a question about that? Would there be like a plugin that would do it for you or anything? Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, I have one installed where I do Command Option A and it automatically, so if I did like Z index for whatever reason, even though Z index doesn't work right here, like if I did Command, it automatically does that. I'll look into what my settings look like and I'll let you all know so you can apply those settings. I can't remember what it exactly does or where it's located at, but I'll get that to y'all. All right, so say I've completed my personal portfolio website and I'm like, cool, now I want to actually deploy it to, you know, my personal GitHub. So your personal GitHub, so for Platoon, let's just use Platoon's personal GitHub as our GitHub pages. So if you do GitHub pages like that, the instructions are very clear, but there's a couple of ways you can do it. So you can have every single application or every single Git repository on your GitHub have its own like GitHub page, or you can have like your main GitHub page. And this is what I'm going to show you, just like your main GitHub pages. So if I go to like tompreet.github.io, that's the main GitHub page to your GitHub account. It's your GitHub handle followed by .github.io. If I go to Tom Preet, mine just says hello world right here. I don't really have anything here. But if I wanted to apply to Platoon, it would be platoon.github.io. But I haven't created that yet. So if I go to GitHub or pages.github.com, you can walk through what is GitHub pages, and then it actually gives you very clear, easy steps on how to go about doing that. So for the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create a GitHub repository called my username.github.io. So if I'm in Platoon, I'm going to create a new GitHub repo called platoon.github.io. So if I look at that, all right, so I'm going to create that. Anyone on the internet can see this repository? Okay, yeah, there we go. So I'm just going to make this public. I'm going to create a repository, and there we go. So let's look through. So now what I can do is I can clone that folder wherever I want to store it, add whatever files I want to it, and then push to it. Or I can, where to go? Do git init, git add readme, and just go through these commands as well. So I'm just gonna run through these commands. So my GitHub pages directory there's no git repo to this because you don't see master next to it or main or any branch next to that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is do git init, which initializes a new Git repository. I can add a readme, or I'm just gonna add all the git add everything, git status. So I'm adding my app.js, my index.html, my styles. And now I'm gonna do git commit, first commit. You literally just kind of copy this stuff. Git branch, I'm renaming that branch main. And now I'm gonna git remote add origin. And now git push origin main. Now, if I refresh this, I should have some things here. But now let's actually go to here. So what Git client are you using? I'm just going to use the terminal. Go to the folder you want to store your project and clone the new repository. Add anything to it, push to it, initial commit. And now I can just go to username. It might take a little while for that to work. So right here, it might not show up right away, but in this case, it does. So now I go to platoon.github.io, and now I've got my personal website right here. Questions? It's pretty straightforward.
My question is, yeah, the process is straightforward, but how is this even a free thing? And like, you can have unlimited sites. Can you have your own full web apps to demonstrate your portfolios? I mean, can you do anything you want?
So you can have web apps, but typically if it requires a server and some database, you won't be able to do any of that. But if you want to link pages together, there is another way you can do this. So if you have like a web, so if I wanted to make like just like the number guessing game, if I wanted to make this an actual app, let's see if we can go to do that and like have it its own URL to actually run. Well, I guess I don't actually want to do that because I want to copy over. Yeah, let's see if we can do that. So anyway, this is the main way and the recommended way to do your GitHub pages. But let's see what else we can do. You can also have a project site. So head over to GitHub. This is where, let's see what this does. So you can actually have like a repo to your like project site. Let me actually stop recording.